Welcome to the Fort St. John Association for Community Living Shining Brighter podcast, where we were putting a spotlight on success stories and solutions to the problems of exclusion and apathy in the world of people living with developmental disabilities and complex needs. My name is Jared, and I'm one of your hosts today, and joined as always with my co-host Kelly, who will introduce himself in just a moment. And we have a great guest as well today. So for those who don't know, my job with the association is the stewardship manager, and my role is to help tell the stories of the individuals we support and the staff who are the foundation of our work. As well, I get to invite the community to join us as supporters and contributors to our work so that our mission is stronger than ever. So joining me as always as co-host is...
Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly. We're going to work on your intro.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, that's my name? That's all you need to know?
Yeah.
Come on, give us something spicy.
Told you I'm not into spicy.
Okay, that's right. We just finished eating Dairy Queen, and I was like, I could buy a whole bottle of the flamethrower hot sauce. And Kelly's like, not for me. You're crazy.
I don't want anything that's going to burn on the way in and on the way out. Thank you very much. That's, yeah.
All right, on that pleasant starting note, Kelly, who are you?
I am one of the individuals with the association as well as one of the board members for our association as well.
Good to have you and all your candid opinions on spice. Joining us today as a guest is Tyler Lillico. Tyler, it's so good to have you.
It's a pleasure, really.
Yeah.
It's an honor being on the podcast. I've seen their episodes with Sarah and all that good stuff. So it's an honor being on this podcast. And this is my first ever podcast. So if I seem a little shaky, that's why.
No problem. We'll break you in nice and easy. We're pretty chill and easygoing, and it's good to have you on.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not chill.
Just ignore that guy over there. He's just here for room decorations.
Rude. Rude.
Kelly keeps us on our toes, Tyler.
Yep.
So
definitely.
So rude.
Kelly, why don't you start us with the questions today?
I don't know where to begin.
Take your time.
How did you end up in the association?
Well, I actually started way back in 2019 when I, left the CDC and, like, where else to go in, my life. And I'm like, maybe the Association for Community Living couldn't take me in. As it turns out, I was already a member since 2018 and stuff like that. So it kind of worked out very well. And my first couple of years were very amazing.
Yeah.
And you can be honest. It's okay.
No. Honesty's for private conversations another day.
It's okay. I'm always honest, whether they like it or not.
He's the honest voice over there. Yeah.
Yep.
He keeps us in check whenever we go off track.
Yeah. And, I was surrounded by great people when I first joined, like Rebecca and so many others. And, my first couple of years within the association had its ups, had its downs, has all arounds and stuff like that.
And do you... for one, that's interesting. You had the connection from CDCs. For those who aren't familiar, that's the Child Development Center in Fort St. John, and they do similar work to us, but supporting mostly children. And,
yes.
Yeah.
Did you grow up connected with services there?
Yes, I actually did. I was actually Crystal, who was the head person for disabilities at the CDC. I was her first ever person that she worked with back in 2003.
Yeah. How old would you have been then?
3 years old.
Wow.
I would have been 3 years old.
Yeah, so you were connected there a long time.
Yeah, I go way back with the CDC and stuff.
Good
like
memories?
That. Very good memories.
Yeah.
I met a lot of people there. Even I met, one lovely lady. Her name is Sarah, and she's from Cornwall. She's from the UK originally. She works at the college.
Okay.
She's the librarian there.
Yeah. Do you still have some connections then?
Sadly, no. Most people left. Most people, I think Crystal's the only one I have left.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And do you know, was it your connection or with your parents or through the teachers that they were like, oh, the association's a good kind of next place to connect with? What?
I actually do not know, honestly. But I think it was the Crystal from the CDC saying if Tyler grows up and stuff like that, I think the association would be perfect for him.
Yeah.
In the near future and stuff like that. So my parents were already planning my future ahead of time. Mm-hmm. Even when I, at that young age, I did not know.
And do you remember what the transition was like? Because obviously you'd been in part of the CDC for a long time, and now you're connecting with a brand new organization. Mm-hmm. How did that go in the early stages?
Actually, in 2019, when I first joined, it actually went very smooth. You'd be surprised. Like, I'm like, oh, I have a 1-to-1, I have an aide and stuff like that. And, the 1-to-1s are always awesome. I always like getting out and about in the community and chit-chatting and stuff like that. I've always been a, that type of person, the one to socialize and stuff like that.
I've enjoyed that. We've hung out a few different times in a few different projects. So I'll chuckle a little bit that you're nervous about being on the podcast because you've already been in some of our feature video stuff.
Yes, I have been.
If you who are watching the podcast aren't aware, Tyler did a fantastic job in one of our videos that we just released this summer as the narrator.
Yep.
How was that experience for you, Tyler?
It was actually kind of awesome, narrating, sort of the story of the association and stuff like that. And, it was actually pretty amazing that I got some insight on the history of the association. I always looked through the photo albums and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, so the association had some history before I came and stuff like that. But to learn that history and talk about that history, and I'm like, wow, this is whole other, this brings a new perspective to the association and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a great outlook, and it is pretty neat, that we're celebrating 65 years.
Yep.
Kelly was here right at the beginning. No, he's not that old.
No. Nope.
He's that wise.
Yeah.
And you did a great job of sharing, those stories and tying all the different pieces together.
Yep.
And if people haven't watched it, they should definitely check it out. It's a great story. Lots of wonderful interviews with some of our staff, other individuals that from Community Connections, and it really helps capture the essence of the organization that's been operating for so long. And so encourage people to check that out. So have you lived in Fort St. John all your life?
Yes, I am a lifer. I was born in 2000, and my mom and dad, they're from Fort St. John, and they will never leave Fort St. John.
No. How about you? Could you ever see yourself living somewhere else?
Yeah, no. Fort St. John is home.
Yeah.
Home is always home.
Yeah. Have you traveled much?
Actually, when I was younger, I visited my great-grandmother in Oregon.
Okay.
I went to Oregon. I went to Washington State.
Yep.
That was pretty cool. I went on the beach and stuff like that. It was so beautiful.
Those are beautiful areas.
Yeah.
I lived in Oregon for 2 summers. And
no way. You lived in Oregon?
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
It's, do you remember what part of Oregon you visited?
I visited Coos Bay.
Okay.
Coos Bay, Oregon.
Yeah. I was living just south of Portland, and then Mount Hood. I don't know if you would have been by there, but it's
actually, I did see Mount Hood.
Yeah, so we would always drive kind of up and around Mount Hood on the other side, and then I did Whitewater River raft guiding. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, that was a fun experience. So, no, that's neat. So you've lived in Fort St. John a long time.
Yep.
Kelly, you've been all your life too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Born
right.
and raised.
Born and raised. Yeah. So you guys were very dependent on people like you to make sure all the new people know what life in Fort St. John is like. Yeah. So,
you'd be surprised. I have actually, when Durian joined the association back in 2020, 21, 22, I don't know. But for any new staff, I try to teach them about Canada and stuff like that. I try to teach them the culture and stuff like that. I think one summer when Jerian was with the association, he was a former aide of mine. Yep. I actually teach him how to play baseball.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. I teach him how to throw baseball and stuff like that. And
did he figure it out?
I actually did. Yeah. He did. I try to coach him to the best of my abilities. I always try to do that every summer. If I'm going to be paired up with the new staff, during the summer or during the winter, I want to teach them something new.
That's awesome.
And stuff like that. I'm sort of a great teacher when it comes to think about it.
So what have been some of the other things that you've helped to teach staff?
Well, also, showcase some of my storytelling abilities and stuff like that. like, oh, I do sketching and I do drawing, and I like this and I like that and stuff like that. I'm like, and I will teach them about like the history and stuff like that. Like, try to give them a hello there. Just mom's friend, just a friend of my mom's. So yeah, I always try to, teach new staff members or any staff member history of something and stuff like that. Like,
that's such a good point. I think often staff come into the association thinking, I'm going to, be there to do the work and help the people and show them how to do things. And they never don't necessarily recognize they are going to be recipients as well.
Yes, yes, they are.
We, all of us, we don't know everything. We need others to help us, give us insight. And the individuals connected with our organization have amazing things to teach us and to show us, just like what you were saying. And that's such a good example and a good reminder that nobody should come into the association as an employee thinking that they know it better or with a sense of pride. You come with a sense of humility, asking, what can I learn? What can I receive? And you'll benefit from that. So
definitely.
So you play baseball. Is that your favorite sport?
I like a little bit of everything: basketball, baseball. I tried football once. Wasn't much for me.
No.
Apparently, we are not from a football family because I'm pretty bad at throwing the rock and stuff like that.
But you're wearing I think that's a football hat, right?
Oh yeah,
the
Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers. You like to watch?
That's my favorite team.
Yeah, to watch football.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's always been my favorite team. It's actually my family's team.
Yeah.
The Green Bay Packers have always been my family's team.
And how's the season going to look for? They're going to start pretty soon, probably, right?
Well, actually, they're 2-0.
Oh, they already are.
Yes, they have won the game against the Commanders, and they're 2-0, and things are looking up for this Packers team and stuff like that.
Kelly's like, why do we keep bringing guests in to talk about sports?
Hey, man, it's just one of my interests.
It is, yeah, and we won't fault Kelly that he's not, but
that's okay.
He should be good.
No.
I think we've talked about the sport with Kelly, and I know, Tyler, that it's one that you like, Formula One.
Oh, F1, yes.
Yeah, McLaren.
Yes. McLaren, I'm a part of the Papyrus as well.
Yes. Kelly should watch more Formula One.
Mm-hmm.
So fun.
Leading the points.
The fastest cars in the world, ripping around tracks at breakneck speeds with so much risk and adrenaline. You can't go wrong. Yeah.
Yep.
And when you cheer for McLaren, at least this year, we're doing really good.
Well, 2026 will also come in with a new set of regulations, too. So pretty nervous about that, the new regulations.
Remind me what they're doing.
I think they are up in the horsepower of the engines, just a smidgen. And also they're going to have new EVs, like electrics and stuff, like kinetic thing. And also there's going to be 2 new teams for the next season.
That's right.
Audi and Cadillac. And I'll be rooting for Cadillac because they are, they're General Motors, right? And my family's a GM family.
Okay.
We love Chevrolets, we love Pontiacs, we love GMC. Yeah, so I'll be definitely rooting for Cadillac next season.
So are you going to jump ship from McLaren, or are you going to cheer for both of them?
I'm going to cheer for both.
Yeah.
I like everybody on the grid. Everybody has their ups and downs and stuff like that. And, the 3 favorite teams I like as of this season are McLaren, Mercedes, because I like George Russell, and Williams, because they have Alex Albon.
Okay.
Those guys are amazing. Everybody on the grid's amazing. But, the best of the best, going 25 miles per hour and, open wheeler cars, that's kind of awesome.
Oh, it's so much fun. So if you have never watched F1, you should check it out. And if you're like, I don't know. I mean, here's the other thing, right? You got to wake up pretty early sometimes.
Yes.
Because so many of the races are over on the other side of the world.
Yep.
But if you're a diehard fan like we are, you do that. You wake up at 6 a.m. to watch the race. My family's quite into it. But you can, if you're a Netflix subscriber, Drive to Survive, great series, behind the scenes, kind of gets you right in the cockpit of the cars.
Also gets you some insight about the goings on behind the curtains.
It's kind of dramatic sometimes, eh? Yeah, they're a little bit of divas, but we won't fault them.
No, not really. Everybody has a personality.
And then, of course, Brad Pitt featured in the big movie, blockbuster movie this summer.
Yep, the Formula One film. I've not seen it yet,
You
but
haven't? Okay.
I really love the Apex GP cars. They are so slick.
Yeah. Could you, what's your dream car?
Dream car, that will be a 1964 C2 Corvette.
Okay.
I love those vets. Those are like classy, sophisticated, without making you look snobbish.
Yeah.
They are the perfect, like, oh, look at me, I'm sophisticated and stuff like that. I got a C2 Corvette. And I like the coupes. I don't like the convertibles. Although convertibles are kind of slick in their own way. But the coupes, the Stingray coupes, marvelous cars.
Nice. Now, Kelly, if we've talked about if we could get you in a car with some of the accessible features, what would be your practical, like, daily driver, and then what would be like your I'm just too cool for you vehicle?
Well, my I'm just too cool for you vehicle would be a Mustang.
Ooh, Mustang.
Like the modern ones or the older ones?
Fuck no, the older ones. Man.
Okay.
I don't even count those new ones as Mustangs. Those are a joke.
He has very little opinions about it. That'd be a pretty sweet ride. Yep. What about your daily driver?
Daily driver. I would have to say that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everybody in this town drives pickup trucks.
Yeah. Pickup trucks.
How about an SUV?
Yeah, they're okay.
Yeah. Or, like I showed you today, you want to be really cool? Minivan.
What am I driving, a mommy mobile? What the?
Come on.
I'm sorry, but
that's how I attracted my wife.
I'm sorry, but if you're driving a minivan and you're a dude, you should
be careful what you say. I'm going to tell you a good story in a moment. Anyways, carry on.
Yep.
You should be forced to revoke your dude card because you have officially become a chick.
Oh, Kelly. So,
Kelly, always classic with the
let's
one
see.
liners.
Will you think? Not that I care about your opinion of me, anyways. But so here's the story. When I was a young adult, probably about Tyler's age. So you're 25.
25, yes.
If I did the math right.
Turn
Yeah.
26 next year.
So when I was about your age, I was single, and I was like, it'd be good to have a wife. I had a really old 1979 Toyota Corolla. Ooh. It was a very fun car to drive. It was reliable, and that the engine was going to go for years and years and years. It had already. It would catch on fire sometimes. So that was just a minor problem. But the more major problem was
that minor? It's like, oh, nothing, just a little fire.
That's a fire extinguisher can't put out.
Let the car burn down.
I learned, so when I went to Oregon, I had that car, and I was driving down the I-5, like the major highway, and I had it loaded up with all my camping equipment, and a friend and I, we were driving down, and I'm like, this is amazing, this big 4-lane highway, and there's all these high, powerful cars, and I had just bought this car for $500, and it was zippy. Like, it would just cruise along, little 4-speed, and I'm like, I can keep up with these Mercedes and BMW or whatever. And so I just was pushing this thing, not really paying attention to the temperature gauge on this little Toyota. All of a sudden, there's like this liquid that's like splattering on the windshield. And it had like a little vent in the hood. Yeah, it was the coolant like boiling, popping out of there. So I pull over, I pop the hood, and it's just like steam and everything. And then I see these little orange flickers. I'm like, oh, shoot. Grab some water and poured it out. And I'm like, hey, got to slow down on this little car. And then every time after that, I had to like watch my speed, because if I went over a certain speed, guarantee the car would start on fire. So that was a real good way to check my speed.
So basically, you were just driving a giant bomb.
Pretty much. And then this bomb not only would catch on fire, but the problem was then the front struts, the housing that held the struts started rusting.
Ooh.
And so they started like leaning in. So the wheels were like a V.
Yep.
And anyways, I didn't have any money. I was, working at a kids camp, and the people that were supporting the camp were like,
Did you sing Kumbaya?
we don't want, pretty much. We don't want our camp director to die. We should get a new vehicle. So anyways, long story to try and make it short. There was a family that donated a purple minivan.
Oh,
And I'm like, this is what I'm driving.
I'm sorry, but
cool.
they
They
donated
donated.
they donated a giant Barney mobile. Like,
Pretty much. So that was kind of what I had. And it was right at that time that I met who's now my wife. And I'm like, this is going to be a real test if this girl who I'm interested in is still going to want to hang out with me when she sees what I drive. And when we'd first met, I had a loaner vehicle. It was a Chevy Cavalier. It was kind of a little two-door, sporty, standard car. And that was what I had when we first met. And then I got this purple minivan, and I'm like, hey, how is she going to respond to this? She was like, this is the coolest thing ever, because she's like, it's so practical. You can fit so many people in it. Someday, if we get married and we have kids, we got lots of space for kids. It's a V6, so we had enough power to just get up and go as you wanted. And so take that, Kelly. The purple minivan got me my wife. So.
Yep. That's the coolest story I've ever heard all day.
There you go.
yeah.
So, anyways, I will not mock you, Kelly, when I see you ripping around in the minivan.
Not gonna happen, man. if I'm driving around in a minivan, I may as well just chop my gonads off and
TMI.
and put them in a to-go bag. And
all right, we will hope for the Mustang for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
yes.
So Tyler,
Yes.
what else do you like to do?
Well, I'm a pretty, big fan of, Hot Wheels cars, and I collect a lot of Hot Wheels cars and stuff like that. And, I'm also a big fan of showing people my Hot Wheels collection and stuff like that.
How many do you have?
I think I'm batting around like 2,000 to, sort of 100 at this point.
Wow.
My most recent addition to the collection was the Hot Wheels Acceleracers Silver Series cars.
That's cool.
I grew up with Acceleracers. I'm a kid of the 2000s. I can proud to say that, and when, they announced it at the Hot Wheels Nationals in St. Louis, I was like, no way. The day has come.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. Of course, I was waiting for a long time to see them on the pegs and stuff like that. And then on my one-to-one with Hart, I saw them and I was giddy. I was so happy. And of course, I was like, oh, best not wait, because I didn't have a lot of money on me on my one-to-one. So after my one-to-one ended, me and my mom, we went to Walmart, and they were still there.
Yep.
They were still there.
Nice.
Apparently, somebody was watching over me and wanted me to have the Acceleracers.
So I'm guessing you've been building this collection for a long time then.
I think 2011, I've been, collecting Hot Wheels cars.
Yeah.
Because, well, my first ever Hot Wheels car that I ever wanted was the DeLorean time machine from Back to the Future.
Yes, that would be classic.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
And I still love that movie after all these years.
Yeah.
Yep.
And have you seen? There's a guy in town that has.
Yes, I have seen the DeLorean.
Yeah,
I have seen the DeLorean. Very cool.
Very
Little
cool.
fun fact: if you look in basically the GMC that will house the DeLorean, you see a plexiglass box. My dad made that for him.
No way.
Yeah, my dad made that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a good fact.
Yep.
What's something that maybe people don't know about you?
Well, it's people that do not what people do not know about me. Whew. Well,
That you're open to sharing on the podcast. Like Kelly, he just shares everything. But.
I do keep things to myself.
I share everything, and people will take it and enjoy it whether they want.
Well,
I will force them to enjoy it.
I'm thinking.
Oh.
Duncan. That's something that a lot of people don't know about me. Well, I graduated from North Peace Secondary High School.
Yep.
And my the two people I graduated with were Carolyn, who is currently with Canadian Grind, and my best friend from elementary school, Ava.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that would have been
2018.
2018.
Class of 2018.
Yeah. And have you done any other studies since then?
No, I just wanted to live my life.
Yep.
After I graduated, I'm like, okay, I just want to live my life. I don't want to go back to school.
Kelly will tell you, college, he loves it.
Not for me.
He lies.
But we're proud of Kelly's been working on his college. I don't know if you knew that or not, but he's got a couple courses left, and then he's going to be done pretty soon. But you just mentioned Canadian Grind. You did work there for
Yes, I worked
a
for the
while.
high school. I worked for the Canadian Grind at the high school.
And
And
what was your job there?
busboy. I was just a busboy. I washed
Nice.
dishes.
That's
I
a critical job.
sort out stuff. And man, did I ever have the best coworkers.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I loved, my boss, Carolyn. She was an absolute saint. Raylyn, she was awesome. And
How did you connect with that job?
well, since I left Amelia's Kitchen, I feel like, you know what? I may want to get another busboy job and stuff like that. Well, it gave me experience in 2020. And after 2022, on my birthday, it just plummeted. And I'm like, I need to get out of here.
Right.
And I'm like, since I, and then I quit and stuff like that. And I'm like, do I want another job? I was like considering like, kind of leaving the careers program. And I'm like, maybe we should try it again.
Yep.
And then Carolyn's like, hey, you want to work for me? And I'm like, absolutely. And since then, I worked for Carolyn.
Yeah.
And then, we all know what happened. School board terminated their contract, and
Yeah, that's unfortunate, right?
Yep.
So that means that, you lost that job. Are you looking for something new?
I want to have an office job because I've
Okay.
been a busboy twice already. So
Yeah.
I really want to have an office job, something that, like me sorting out mail and stuff like that, like being in the mail room and stuff like that.
Yeah, tell us a bit. What are some of your goals or ambitions for the next year or two?
Well, obviously live my life and, be still part of the association and hopefully one day find a girl and, I'm not planning to have kids anytime soon.
No?
No, I just want to live my life,
Yeah.
happily.
Have you dated?
No,
No.
but I did have, a crush in elementary,
Yep.
Ava.
There you go.
Yep, I'm hoping one day to see her again.
Now we've got 2 eligible bachelors. We're on the hunt for Kelly for a wife, too. But, I mean, Kelly, you're not selling yourself very well.
And man, take what you can get.
And you're going to find the right one. Both of you.
Don't complain. Just take what you can get.
So let's see. This could be kind of fun, Tyler and Kelly. Okay. So if you were like filling out online dating profile, how would you describe yourself?
Well, I describe myself as a likable, caring, sympathetic person with a lot of, interests and hobbies and stuff like that. I know hobbies are sort of a bad thing. Like girls like, I don't like guys with hobbies. Well, you'd be surprised. Some of my hobbies are like Lego, Hot Wheels, sketching, doodling, writing. I'm a big story writer and stuff like that.
That's excellent. I think you'd catch somebody's attention. Yeah. And then your charming good looks. So there you go. Yeah. Kelly, what kind of description would you give for yourself?
Funny, easygoing, sarcastic,
Brutally honest.
brutally honest. And
Yeah.
does not like to keep his opinion to himself.
I'm telling you, there's some lady out there who's like, I just need an authentic guy.
Yep.
And she would get that with you, Kelly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. What are some of the ways that the association does support you? What are some of the connections you have with the staff?
Well, the association is absolutely like, they get me out in the community. I see, stuff like that. And I just, check out places that I've never been before. I check out places that I've been. And, if I see something cool, I will say like, oh, if I had the money, I will buy it on my one-to-one and stuff like that. And if I don't, I will like, oh, I won't wait. I don't mind waiting.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And some of my connections to the staff, one of the staff members, Rose, me and Rose, we go way back.
Cool.
Ever since my days as a little kid and stuff
really?
like that. Yeah, Rose has been a friend of my mom's and friend of my family's for quite some time.
Oh, that's so neat.
Yeah. You should really have Rose on this podcast.
Yes. Okay.
I imagine some of the stories she will tell.
Good. You got to help me. Do you think she'd be interested in it?
Well,
We'll find out.
yeah. There's a lot of people who I want on this podcast.
Good.
One of them is, so I said Rose,
Yep.
and Eunice?
Yeah.
Maybe Eunice?
Mhm.
Eunice is really fun.
Yep.
The first one-to-one I ever had with her was back in 2021, and she, was, like, I live in Canada for the rest of my 2015. She came to get this country in 2015, and I'm like, oh wow, and she was absolutely amazing. She was like, oh yes, and stuff like that, and she just every time I chit chat to her, she's so interested in stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Of course, most recently, she has started to develop a fandom for the NFL's Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
She's a Chiefs fan, yes. I know.
But you'll still be friends.
Yes, I'm still friends with Eunice. After all, I'm a Chargers fan.
Yeah. No, I have an interesting question, Tyler. If you've described I think, a positive experience of your move into the association and the opportunities that it's given to connect. If there were a family or another individual out there who had not connected with the association and was looking at trying to find supports and how would this look for them, what words of encouragement, guidance would you give them as they try and sort through the path that you've been through?
Well, be yourself. Most foremost and foremost, just be yourself. Share your hobbies with them. The staff will always listen to you and stuff like that. Sometimes the staff would, like, oh, that's cool and stuff like that. And just share your interests. Share your hobbies, share your interests with the staff, and maybe they would be invested too and stuff like that. And I, imagine also bring stuff to your one-to-one, like bring a notebook or a sketchbook or something, something to do when you're in your downtime, when you're having coffee and all that stuff. Do something to keep your mind interested and invested and stuff like that. That would be the best advice I would give.
Oh, that's good. Thank you for that.
No welcome.
Kelly, I know you've often talked really highly about your mom and the support that she's given and how she kind of helps lead you in.
Yeah.
What would you say to families that are trying to figure out for the first time, what it's going to look like for their young adult or their teenager coming in towards the association and the supports that would make the transition easier for them?
I would just say, where do I start this? I would say just just always try and have an open mind about the association, because you're not going to know what it's going to be like until you're in it. And
I think that's an important point, right?
Yep.
Because we all can develop our own perceptions and how we view how things might be. And it is one of those things that we hope this podcast is helpful for, is that as people are exploring the association from an outside perspective, maybe potential employees or families that are needing support, that they get a more robust understanding. But like you just said, Kelly, until you sort of cross that line and sign up for your, get a referral and participate in your first program, you won't really know what it's like. But hopefully, if you've spent any time listening to the podcast or meeting some of our people, that's the best thing, is just come in and meet some of the staff, the leadership, meet some of the individuals, and see what a caring organization this is, and our aim. If you review our mission, it's to provide support so people achieve full and meaningful lives in our community. And we want to listen to people and hear, what does that mean for them? And then how can we work with them and for them to ensure that is their experience. What are some of the challenges or barriers that you've experienced, Tyler?
Well, one time during winter, challenges or barriers I've, overcame and stuff like that. Just find the right person to be on one-to-ones with and stuff like that. Like, you guys have like rotating staff and stuff like that. And I found, some staff to be like follow by the books and stuff like that, which it's fine. It's just I'm a more go with the flow type of person and stuff like that. And, some staff don't work out than others, and some other staff are like open to anything. Right. And that's what I sort of like, staff being open to anything. Yeah. Some, play by the books and stuff like that. And I'm like, ugh, eek.
Right. No, that's I appreciate your honesty on that, and I think that's really important to hear because, and it is one of those challenges. I think probably anybody in our organization would admit is the consistency isn't always there, and that's hard when you're an individual receiving these supports, and one day or 1 week you have one staff member, and then you have a different staff member. And it is the reality of a workplace, is you always are going to have turnover. But I think it's important for us, I say, as a kind of a bigger us, the organization, to think about what can we do to provide as much consistency as possible, and to try and make the fits as good as possible. And Kelly, you've talked about this too, right? What a difference it makes when you have a staff member that you can get along with. They understand you, they get to know you, they provide supports in a way that you can appreciate, not just how they might want to do it. And I think that's a very valid point, like you say, Tyler. For some people, having someone who is by the book and by very rigid routine, that's going to be really beneficial for someone. For someone else like yourself, having the flexibility, the creativity, the
go with the flow.
That's going to work well for you, right? And so the leadership who's helping to configure the programs needs to be aware of that. Then the staff needing to take that time to get to know the individuals and are delivering on the supports and services, they should be aware of that and know that. So, no, that's a really, really good perspective. Do you have any good memories or stories from your time with the association?
I have a lot of good stories. We could be here a whole half hour because I have some pretty neat stories.
What's one that stands out to you?
Okay, so one-to-one, I was with Rose. And me and her, we played baseball, and, we threw the ball. I played catch with her, and she was really good. I'm like, wow, Rose, I did not know you were good at baseball. And like, yeah, I used to play, beer league baseball and stuff like that. And we were very equally matched. Okay. Me and Rose, we were very equally matched. We're very both athletic, but Rose is, sort of. She's not as tall as me. She is sort of... the best way to describe Rose is she's small and mighty. And mighty.
There you go. That's good. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good story.
Rose is awesome.
Nice.
Absolutely like her.
If you could give advice to anybody that's listening, what kind of advice would you give?
Well, never stop dreaming. People have dreams, and certainly in this town, dreams are where to find, but never stop dreaming, because one day they may come true.
Yep.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
And also, be yourself too, and stuff like that, and go with the flow, live life, c'est la vie.
Yeah, I like that.
Sort of like that.
There we go. Will that advice work for you, Kelly? Take it as it comes. Go with the flow.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you got any wisdom for us today, Kelly?
Wisdom. No. I got nothing.
Well, I'm wise beyond my years. You'd be surprised.
Yeah?
Yep. Look.
Where do you feel you get your wisdom from? What's your inspiration?
I think my mom and my dad.
Yeah.
Because they lived in this town for 50 plus years and stuff like that. And, my dad, he's a glazer for All West and stuff like that. And he sort of has that, kind of wisdom and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Good job.
Yeah, mostly my mom. My mom is mostly like, live life as it is and stuff like that. And,
it's good to have that family support.
Yep.
And I can't remember, do you have brothers or sisters?
I actually, I actually have like extended family.
Yep.
Like one of them lives in Port Moody. I used to have a brother, but family drama, deep end stuff like that. I really don't want to go into that.
No worries. No, sorry to hear.
Awesome.
Yeah. But having a mom and dad that are supportive, that's a big deal.
Yep.
And I think it's another important thing that we want to continue to encourage our staff to think about.
Yep.
Because I think sometimes staff come in and they might come in with an agenda. I want to fix this, or I want to do this, or here's how I go about things. Yep. And it's good. We need to have all that level of experience and insight. But we need to remember that really we're an extension of the care that's already been provided by family and friends with the individuals we support. Yep. And we need to complement that and continue that. And so those relationships that even our staff have and our leadership has, with your parents, caregivers, is really important. It's a full part of everybody's life and their story. And can't be ignored and forgotten. Yep. So no, good job. What are your parents' names again?
My dad's name is Randy, and my mom's name is Erica.
Randy and Erica. Good job. You've raised a great young man here.
Yep.
Tyler, it's been so good to have you with us. Anything else you want to share with us before we wrap up our podcast today?
Well, if anybody wants to find me on social media, I am Ty_7867 on Instagram. Give me a follow.
There you go.
And also, if you want to, see me in person, I'm always out and about in the community on one-to-ones and stuff like that. Give me a hi. Wave at me.
Come meet Tyler. Hear his great stories.
Yep.
See what latest projects he's working on. Yeah.
Yep.
Right on. I always enjoy when you come by and catch up with you at the office, and really glad to have you on the podcast today. It's been a joy getting to know you some more, and an honor for us. So thank you so much to everybody who's tuned in and has been listening to this episode of the Shining Brighter podcast presented by the Fort St. John Association for Community Living. Our mission is to support individuals with developmental disabilities and complex needs achieve full and meaningful lives in our community. And why do we do what we do? Is because empowering people to shine by designing their own lives and reflecting their unique light makes a brighter world for everyone. So show your support and help share the light by subscribing to the show and sharing it with your friends. Until next time, take care. Thanks, everybody.
Toodaloo, everybody.
Bye.